The importance of creating a budget and how to stick to it. Are you tired of constantly stressing about your finances? Do you want to take control of your money and start living a more financially stable life? It's time to create a budget and stick to it. Budgeting is not just for those who struggle with their finances, but for anyone who wants to be mindful of where their money is going. In this blog post, we'll discuss the importance of creating a budget and provide tips on how to successfully adhere to it. Get ready to achieve financial freedom. What is a budget? If you're like most people, you probably don't think of your budget as an important planning tool. In fact, many people find it difficult to create a budget and stick to it. But creating and following a budget can be one of the best ways to save money and live within your means. Here is everything you need to know about budgets. A budget is simply a plan for spending your money. It helps you track your expenses and make smarter choices about how to spend your money. To create a budget, first figure out what you need in order to live comfortably. This includes your basic needs like food, clothing, housing, and bills. Then add other important expenses like transportation costs, entertainment, and savings goals. Once you have a good idea of your overall expenses, start tracking them each month using a budgeting software program or spreadsheet. Note where the money goes and why, whether it's for groceries at the grocery store, rent on an apartment, or subscriptions to cable TV or internet services. Over time, this data will help you understand where you can cut back on your spending without sacrificing essential needs or compromising your quality of life. It may take some effort at first to create and stick to a budget, but eventually it will become easier as you learn more about your spending habits and what makes sense for your unique financial situation. With careful planning and regular monitoring, creating a budget can help you achieve financial stability while saving. How to create a budget? Creating a budget is an important step in managing your money. It can help you save money, stay within your financial goals, and invest for the future. There are a few things to keep in mind when creating a budget. Start by creating an overall goal for your budget. What are you trying to achieve? This will help you figure out what expenses are necessary to support that goal. Once you have a goal, determine how much money you need to reach that goal. This will help you create a realistic budget. Once you have a rough idea of how much money you need, start sorting it all out into categories. Here are some examples. Household expenses. This would include things like rent, mortgage payments, utilities, and food. Savings. This would include money saved on groceries, utility bills, and monthly car payments. Investing. This would include money set aside for long-term investments, like retirement accounts or college savings. Childcare. If you're working full-time while raising children, this might be an important category. Childcare can cost anywhere from $5 per hour to $20 per day or more per week. After all of your expenses have been categorized, add up the total amount in each category and across all categories to get your total budget amount. You can then divide this amount among the different categories listed above to come up with specific figures for each one. How to stick to a budget? Creating a budget is one of the most important things you can do to help manage your money. If you don't have a budget, it's hard to know what your expenses are and how much money you're spending. There are a few things to keep in mind when creating your budget. 1. Make sure your budget reflects what's important to you. What matters to you should be reflected in your budget. 2. Stick to the budget. It can be tempting to go overboard on occasion, but if you overspend regularly, then it will become difficult to stick to the budget in the long run. You'll also get frustrated if you can't live within your means, because it means that you're not able to save or invest money wisely. 3. Track your progress. Once you've created and stuck to your budget for a few months, take some time to track how much money you've saved and invested versus how much money you've spent on expenses that are outside of your budget. This is especially useful if your income changes significantly from month to month. This will help keep you motivated and on track with achieving financial goals. What are the benefits of creating a budget? When it comes to managing money, creating a budget is one of the most important steps you can take. A budget allows you to track your spending and figure out where your money is going. which can help you make smarter decisions about where to spend your time and energy. Plus, sticking to a budget can help you save money and achieve your financial goals. Here are some of the benefits of creating a budget. 1. You'll be able to see exactly how much you're spending each month and where your money is going. This information will help you make smarter choices about what to buy and where to spend your money. 2. You'll be able to plan for future expenses by figuring out how much money you'll need each month in order to cover those costs. This will help avoid unexpected expenses down the road. 3. By sticking to a budget, you'll likely be able to save money on groceries, gas, bills, etc. over time. Overall, creating a budget can be very beneficial both financially and mentally. What are some common mistakes people make when creating a budget? Creating a budget can be extremely helpful for staying organized and saving money. However, there are some common mistakes people make when creating their budgets that can lead to frustration and wasted money. Here are 3 of the most common budgeting faux pas. 1. Failing to account for living expenses. One of the most important steps in creating a budget is to account for all living expenses. This includes things like groceries, utilities, housing costs, car payments, and other monthly bills. If you fail to include these expenses in your budget, you will likely wind up overspending and not being able to save any money. 2. Not allocating enough funds for emergencies. It's important to have enough funds saved up in case of emergencies. This could include unexpected car repairs or medical bills that come up unexpectedly. If you don't have enough money saved up, you will end up having to borrow money or resort to tough financial decisions like skipping vacation plans or buying less expensive clothes. 3. Ignoring future costs. Oftentimes we tend to focus on paying off debts and current expenses rather than planning for future costs like retirement savings or children's college tuition. If you ignore these future costs, they will eventually catch up with you and cause you big problems financially. By creating a budget carefully and sticking to it, you can ensure that you're taking care of all your financial needs while avoiding costly mistakes. Conclusion: creating a budget is an important step in maintaining financial stability. It can be difficult to stick to a budget, but with a little bit of effort, it is possible. By understanding your spending habits and setting realistic goals for yourself, you can create a budget that works for you. Additionally, establishing rules about what is and isn't allowed in your budget will help you stay on track. Whether you are looking to save money or spend less overall, creating a budget is the first step on the road to success.